Alright everybody, Yorkshire Nomad here, here in Isaan, and I'm just sat in front of the house. I'm just going to have a reflection on what happened in 2025. A lot of things happened in 2025 and it weren't all good either. And well, I'll start from with my little holiday over in UK. I went over, second day we're on holiday, broke my flicking arm. And so I was there for a month, so I couldn't drive. And I had a car all sorted out, but I couldn't drive nowhere. I had my arm were in a sling, and that didn't work out well. Then I went over to Vietnam for an holiday. And what happened here? I can't believe what happened here. My leg blew up, I looked like Elephant Man. And I got something that you could call it septicemia or something like that, something like that. And my leg just went right red and went twice as big. And what it were, it is some sort of infection that I got with a cut that I got either over there or it might have happened actually before I actually went over there. But that happened the second day I was in Vietnam. So that didn't work very well either. So that was another thing. But anyway, since then I've been up and down. Oh, when I went in Vietnam, I had a right fast. I didn't want to go to hospital in Vietnam, although I had to go to hospital in Vietnam, but I wanted to get back to Thailand and go back to hospital over here, like. But after a bit of rumming and ahhing, they won't let me on plane first, but then they decided I was fit to travel, but I had to watch my leg. But anyway, I got back and I went to hospital in Thailand. I actually spent, I think it was 3 or 4 days in hospital over here in Khon Kaen. So, right, so like I said, altogether, it's been up and down this year. I hadn't done as much travelling as I wanted to because half the time, like I said, I went somewhere and something happened. So, so I haven't done as much travelling as I wanted to do, especially on the channel and everything. So I've been doing a lot of local stuff. From here in the village and from around Isaan way, and I've had quite a lot to occupy myself actually. I've been doing some vlogs, you know, just take it dog out and show me sort of daily life and everything. So it's like, oh, my brother's been across as well. My brother come across and my daughter come across earlier on in the year as well. So I ended up going down to pick up my daughter, and I was showing them round, and when my brother come, I was showing him round and everything. So it's, like I say, I've had a lot on. But what I'm will say now, it's the Christmas period. Very, very quiet here. Although you wouldn't believe it, the amount of Father Christmases I've seen in the shops and all that is unbelievable. This year there's decorations up all over the place. Not so much here in the village, but all in shops, all like at Lotus and things like that. They're all going about with Christmas antlers on and everything, and jumpers. Right, and flipping local elections on here, and I'm trying to do my vlog now outside, and I can hear it, a truck coming up, and it's one of these election trucks. We've got about 3 of them going round, and they're going about all day. I'm gonna have to switch it off. I'm gonna have to switch it off and wait for them to go past and all that, because they make too much of a racket. Sometimes in the village, a lot of times it can be nice and peaceful. When I go outside the village and I take the dogs for a walk, it's nice and peaceful there. But in the village, it's it can be quite hectic sometimes. Anyway, so what's happening then? I went down to have a look at a bike the other day, and I'm trying to decide whether or not to get a new bike. I've been looking at this bike called the Zontes, and the one that I'm looking at is a Zontes 368G. And the other day I actually went down to have a look at it for the second time in the Lambretta showroom in Conken. And now they've actually got a few in. When it first come out, I went down, I wanted to do a test drive, and I couldn't have a test ride at all because everyone, there were a bit of a waiting list for them, and everyone that come in was, well, people had put a deposit down on them, and we weren't, I couldn't go out on a test drive on them, so they didn't have a vehicle for test drive. But now they've got one. So anyway, I went down other day, and I went down to have another good look at this Zontes, have another good look round it, and I sat on it and everything like that, and I've arranged for a test drive in the new year. So I didn't want to do one before Christmas and things like that, but I've got sort of too much on. So I'm going to do a test ride in the new year on that Zontes 368. I know a couple of people that have actually purchased them and they really like them. It's supposed to be an ADV 350 competitor, and to tell you the truth, it looks the part. It looks better to me than what the ADV 350 is. But I'll check that out when I go down and have a test ride on it. But having said that, I do like mine. I've had mine now for about 2.5 years, and it's only an ADV 150, and it's been the best bike I've ever had. And I've had big bikes before. I've toured Europe. Every year I used to do a tour of Europe. I had 2 electric glides with Harley Davidson. I had a pub in England, and I had a Harley Davidson group inside the pub, and we went over to Europe twice. I went over to Barcelona, we had a meeting there, and then we had another one in Portugal, which was a fair old drive. So that's, so I'm used to big bikes, and I've had LT 1200 BMW, and I've had several rides on other BMWs, and I ended up with a ZZR 600, which I really liked that bike because it was nice and light and nimble, and it was fast. You could throw it around. It was versatile. Whereas the big Harley was a bit of a well, to tell you the truth, I don't know why I even got one. They were just like tractors. They're not very good, and it seems that the people that have them bike, they just want to make them loud, and they might think they're a good bike, but mine were bloody awful. I only had 2 of them. Right, I had 2 electric glides, and they weren't very good, reliable bikes, and I had them both nicked in UK anyway. So, but like they say, the best bike what I had really was the ZZR, and that was a nice bike. But I come over here and I bought this bike, which is the ADV 150. I just bought it because it was a nice looking bike, very comfortable, and I thought I'd just be spinning round isaan on it. But actually, I've done a hell of a lot of mileage in it, and I've done a lot of trips. And my last big trip was 2,000 kilometres, which I did in 5 days. So for a 150 bike is very, very good. I mean, I didn't even do that on the big bikes going around Europe. We didn't do that sort of mileage, and so it's been this 150 has been one of the best bikes I've had. It's been super reliable, very efficient, very economical, and I don't know whether to go and get a bigger bike, or do I really need to get a bigger bike? The only thing that lets this ADV down is when I went up towards Chiang Rai and I was going up these big mountain roads and the big steep dual carriageways, and I was going up on full throttle, but there were me on it and all my equipment on it as well. So I were on full throttle going up these hills and all that. Like I said, that's the only thing that let it down, going up the big mountain roads. On the flat and everything, I could keep up with the traffic, or most of the traffic. And I just like cruising around. And the thing is, it's a very, very light and nimble bike. And I take it down tracks and through fields and over sand and everything. Now, if you've got a big, heavy bike, it's very hard to manoeuvre a big, heavy bike through, down on sandy tracks and everything like that. So this little bike, it just takes it and just goes through. It's been actually brilliant. So anyway, that's it. So that's what's happening. So I think I'm going to start vlogging really at beginning at New Year and get it all sorted out then, because I want to get Christmas and New Year over with and then sort myself out and then go out and do some vlogging and everything. So anyway, I'm going to leave it here. That's basically what I'm going to do in the new year. I'm going to start my vlogging then and go further afield on the bike and use the pickup truck as well. I want to go to pickup truck, and I want to take the dogs out on pickup truck and all. So I'll try things out on that. So anyway, I'm up for suggestions as well. Anybody thinks of places to visit and everything, let us know and I'll go. And like I said, I'm up for it. And we'll try things out. Anyway, that's it. End of this little vlog. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.